You know, people always want to do
You
that.
were
Especially
still
family.
You were
does that all the
craquero
time.
until you were 36, bro.
It's like, damn,
Step
it's-
away from me. Stop. What are we talking about now?
Yeah. No, for sure. You point the finger at someone, you're gonna get 5 more pointed back
Yeah,
at you.
seriously. You want to talk about some shit?
You're gonna talk about what I should be doing?
Okay.
Yeah. Why don't you worry
Let
about
me
paying
bring
your own
this
bills?
fucking what is it? Whiteboard over.
Yeah,
Let me put the facts on this bitch.
You're gonna put where you got me fucked up on that
yeah,
board.
yeah. So the more you fuck around,
you're gonna
the
find
more
out.
you're gonna find out.
For sure. For sure. Everybody does that, you know?
Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil like inside your box now. What
There's one lonely
fly
table.
over my
I used to
head.
put my MPC 2000 on that table.
On a table like this?
Just like that. I still have one. I still have 2 at the house.
For real?
Yeah, they come
Bless
in
you.
clutch. Yeah, out here giving blessings.
We are back with another episode of the Guys Hour podcast with your boy Big Cervelli back in the place to be, La Merca Superior, Palace 81. But we're not actually in Palace 81. We're in a nice, beautiful parking. I was gonna say parking lot. We're in a park.
Well, there's a parking lot right there.
There's a parking lot right there. We got just living free with what is it? The people, man. I wanted to change it up for the scenery, especially today. We needed a special setting for a special person. If anybody doesn't know, if you're living under a rock or you're just not tapped in like that, we have an established and esteemed artist right here. His name is ASEND. He is one of the best producers. He might be my favorite producer
appreciate that, man.
from the
Appreciate
IE, besides me. But no, just kidding. I
Appreciate
hate
that,
when people do
appreciate
that. I'm the best, and everyone else is. You know what I
They're
mean?
like top 5 me.
Yeah,
And then-
yeah. ASEND, bro. I appreciate you for coming on the Guys Hour, man.
Oh no, thank you for having me, man. Long time coming, you know.
Of course, bro. And it's so funny because I don't know if you remember, but I think I hit you up like years ago, like 2015. That's when I really remember.
Oh shit, no, I didn't. Okay,
Yeah.
you hit me up 2015.
I hit you up
Holy fuck.
20, or maybe I got put on you 2015, and then 2016 was like. So I met you through, or I didn't meet you, but Hex Bundy actually.
Oh, that's tell me, yeah.
Yeah. Was like, yo, you would be dope over this fool's beats, and then, he put me on to like Schools and Isaac. So
Great producers right there too.
of course,
Shout
really.
out to homies Q's. I never met. Oh yeah, I met both. Yeah, those are both homies. Isaac, yeah.
Mhm.
Isaac, Solitaire. Yeah,
Solitaire
him
crew,
and
there
Hex.
you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He used to do shit a lot.
So he was like, link up with the homie, and then you were going straight directly from, what is it, the MPC to like them cartridges.
Oh yeah. MPC to the floppy disk.
The flop. That's what they are. Those are called floppy disks.
Yeah, they're like well, technically mine was a zip drive. They'll call it zip. It was like it had more memory than a floppy disk, but the same thing. You know?
Same concept.
Yeah, same thing. So
And-
people like Alchemist would use them.
Uh-huh.
Kanye. I had the same beat machine Kanye did back in the day when he just made College Dropout.
What was that? The 2000?
2000 XL.
Okay,
MPC,
the
yeah.
2000. A lot of legendary.
I still got it. Yeah,
Yeah?
it's a great beat machine.
You still
still
bang
have it.
beats out of that?
Honestly, shout out to homie Jay Harper. I didn't for the longest, but he wanted to use it, and then he would get me to like load up old samples, and we would like make new stuff out of it. So
Uh-huh.
I've been using it a little bit off and on.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really great machine though.
So, but you're not making any new material out of it now?
Not so much, not as anymore.
Why not?
You know, I got a new beat machine. It's called Machine by Native Instruments.
Of course, I have it too. You
Yeah.
still need to teach me how to use that shit,
Yeah,
because
it's
I don't know how to
there's
use
so
it.
much. There's.
What do you have,
I've
the
been
MK3 or?
MK3.
Okay.
I've been using that for like 7 years or something. Maybe
Really?
I've been using it for a long time, and there's still stuff I'm barely figuring
Learning.
out. Or, you know, once you get to where you want to go with the machine, you kind of like don't. You know what I mean?
You never stop.
Yeah, like you know, you try to learn new things here and there, but once you know how to get going, you just want to get going. You know, that
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
learning curve and you experimenting is good and is needed, but sometimes when you know a beat machine or you know a tool and you just know how to use it, you don't really.
You don't really stop.
Yeah, you're just like, you know what, I know how to get my way with it, and that's cool. You know.
And you're still finding like the newer ways to
So
work on producing.
that you know, every once in a while I'll try to do that because it's not good to just be stagnant and just be like, oh, I know how to use it the way I want to use it, and that's it. You know, like every so often I'll spend a whole day watching tutorials, or I'll spend a day with the other homie that knows that has it too, and we'll teach each other stuff. You know what I mean? So there's no stopping to learning. You know what I mean?
That's the crazy part too, is like everybody has their own way of doing things, and everyone finds like the little, you know what I mean? Like, it's funny because you'll learn like, oh, okay, like I could hear what this producer's doing, and or like, oh, I didn't think about that. Like he chopped that up, or he put it in a certain way where it's like, oh, okay, and you could tell, like real producers tell just by listening to the beat, like, oh, okay,
for sure,
that's hard.
Sure, even some people have techniques where, man, even other producers where I'm like, man, like Jay Dilla, where
he's crazy.
He'll flip something where I'm like, bro, I know the song you took, and I still don't know how you got it to sound like that. You know what I mean? Like, certain people have that good, I don't know, good way of making something unrecognizable. But I'm a fan of both. Like, I don't care if you just looped it straight up and kept the same tempo. Like, it's all about feeling to me, you know? Because you could do. I've did it before where I've took a sample and like went all crazy with it, just so I could say, oh, I went crazy with it and chopped it up.
I chopped it up 20 times.
And then it just sounded better, like looped. I'm like, damn, whatever. At least I took it there. At least I try to take it, you know what I mean?
Sometimes the simple, sometimes doing things just simple, straightforward is the best alternative. Because sometimes I hate when producers feel like they have to chop everything into a million pieces, like micro chopping the shit out of a sample. You didn't need to do that.
Yeah, and there's always an argument too with other people, saying, oh, that's not real, production, or oh, I don't use samples.
Those fools are lame though.
Yeah, or even there's a lot of down talk on stuff like that. But to me, it's like, yeah, you could do all this crazy stuff to it, but what is it? Does it sound better?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, do you think the fans care at the end of the day? Like, oh my God, he chopped this into 32 pieces and he didn't. He's lame. Like, no, bro. Does it sound good?
Yeah.
That's the main thing to me. Like, Madlib will do it and other people, and then it's like, I can't even get mad at him because he knows how to chop stuff up. It just sounded better and he went with it.
I think that's why they're so great, because it's knowing when and where to do it.
Yes.
If it calls for it to be chopped, then it gets chopped. But if it calls for just like maybe like a loop and a little chop, or however they rearrange it, that's why I think Dilla is so great, because I forgot I'm forgetting the song, but I think he did it for Black Star. But there's one sample.
Is it a song called Little Brother?
I think so. Where it's like, we ain't got time to be tired.
At the beginning, that's called Little Brother. Yeah.
That
now
is
listen,
that is crazy.
See, he didn't like layer drums on top. He left the drums from the sample, but it just sounded good.
And it literally doesn't sound chopped. It sounds like
a complete,
straight
like a straight
piece.
loop. Yeah.
Crazy, bro. That's why I think Dilla for me is definitely like top 5, maybe top 3. I
love his music. A lot of, he gets mentioned for a reason. He gets mentioned for a reason a lot. He's your favorite producer's favorite producer. Most of the time, and even when it comes to back what we were talking about, like, you could get so crazy on a beat and then there's no room for the artist to rap on, or there's no room for that. You know what I mean? Because the artist, I feel like it's an instrument too. So there's sometimes where I'll take things too far a little bit, and then I'm like, oh, okay, hold on, pull back, or just save that for a hook or at the end. You know what I mean? And I don't know. It's just a certain or sometimes you're questioning it, like, oh, it needs more, and then you hear someone rap on, you're like, nah, that's what it needed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it could be easy to overthink things as a artist or producer.
So do you think with producing, do you really think there's like what was my question right here? Let me go real quick. So do you feel like beats are better than songs? Or do you think like some songs,
I had phases. So when I was making beats at the beginning, or even like before I started making beats, I had a phase where I had like 600 instrumentals in my iPod.
Damn.
And I would just listen to beats all like after work. I would listen to beats all the time, dude. And that was that point where it's like I was listening to more beats than music. But then once I started making beats, I didn't listen to beats anymore. I guess it's like a thing. I don't know. It's just like now that I started making beats, I don't even listen to beats anymore like that. You know, occasionally it depends who it is. You know, maybe occasionally like maybe a Flying Lotus beat or some crazy beat that just has a gang of bells and whistles where
like it really doesn't need
or
a rapper
it
on
almost
it.
feels like there is an artist on it because they have like vocal samples through the hook and other things. You know what I mean?
Like
But-
a Fly Low or a Knowledge.
Yeah,
Knowledge is really
Knowledge
like
is hard
that.
like that. Yeah, Knowledge. That's a good example because he'll do like a bunch of remixes and stuff like that too, or flips with
Well,
vocal
that's
samples
to
on
me
it.
that's a song.
Yeah,
A remix
that
is a
yeah,
song.
that
That's
is
not a
like-
beat.
Yeah,
It's-
that's a song. Yeah,
you know
for
what I
sure.
mean?
No, I love music in general, but yeah, I listen to more songs. You know,
Yeah.
I listen to more songs now, especially.
So who are some of your favorite producers?
That's a tough one.
Like
Well,
like
off
we'll
top,
do two different.
off top, Alchemist, Hit Boy.
Shout out Hit Boy, IE all
Cardo.
day.
Yeah,
Cardo.
Hit Boy. Yeah, Hit Boy, man, he's a cool dude, bro.
Never met him. Not yet.
No, he probably will if you wanted to, man, because he's be out there a lot. He be doing a lot of pop-ups, a lot of events and
For
stuff
real?
like that. Yeah, definitely.
He's not one of these like
He's not one of those producers that I don't know. Well,
once they get in the limelight, that's where they are. They're like
Yeah.
in the limelight.
and my encounter with him was different though. I have to say because it was like a friend of a friend, but
Yeah.
he seemed like a genuine dude, and just the fact that when I met him before a meet and greet.
Okay.
So it's like he was already there to meet other people, you know what I mean? Him and his dad and Alchemist, you know what I mean? So
Oh,
just by
wow.
him doing those, like not a lot of artists like to do pop ups like that,
Mm.
where they sign the you know the
meet and
vinyl
greets,
and,
yeah.
and all that, you know. But yeah, I'd say of course IE what he did for IE and everything, Hit Boy, and just even he's just talented. Alchemist, come on, he's reinvented himself so many times.
So many times.
Cardo, just man, the playerism and the stuff he did with Larry, Pedro Giovanni, man, he's did all kinds of stuff. He's worked with Drake and Underground. He's worked with a bunch of people.
I didn't know that. I thought Cardo. Where did Cardo first? Did he come out with ASAP? Did Cardo come out with ASAP?
I don't think so.
No.
I
Who am
can't. I
thinking?
can't really.
Oh, I'm thinking of Clams Casino.
Clams Casino's tight.
Yeah.
He's tight. He did sit with like Lil B and ASAP back in the day. He's hard. See, he's like one of those where I would listen to his beats, like you know what I mean, because he'd have a
Before?
lot of beats but no artist at the beginning of his career or whatever. But yeah, Cardo, I don't know who he came up with, but he's had big records with like Drake, and then really recently he didn't already come up, but him and Larry June's been on a crazy run lately. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So that's what 4 or 3. There's a lot of producers. Madlib, you got to throw him in there. You got to throw Dilla in there. You got to throw.
There's so many.
So many.
So
Ninth
many fucking
Wonder.
producers.
Come on. I go on and on.
Yeah, for me personally, I think I just whittled it down. Like, for me, I think it was Dre,
Dre
Madlib,
hard too. Yeah, come on, Dre.
Dilla, Crisis.
Crisis. Oh, that's an underrated one. That's
Dude,
one you don't hear
for
all
me,
the time.
Crisis is.
And he uses the machine that I use.
Mhm.
Him and Ninth Wonder are like masters of that.
They're like the
time I'm trying to learn-
pioneers of that.
Knots. You heard of Knots?
Of
Knots
course,
be killing it
Knots.
too with the machine. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Primo, DJ Premier.
But
Gotta,
Primo,
you know.
he just
He's
uses the
MPC.
MPC. Yeah.
He's still, you know,
Mhm.
man. There's.
Oh yeah, and
P
Primo.
Rock. P Rock
P-Rock.
too. I used to love P Rock. Man, he used to know how to put like 8 different samples and make it sound like one sample in one freaking
Mhm.
beat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. You
Take it
just
to a whole
gotta be
nother
careful
level.
with that sampling shit, bro. Because that'd be the one thing with what we do is because with sampling, it's like one record will put you in the hole, and now you want to sample like 3-4 different records. And
Yeah.
however, like if it's just a voice or just the
Yeah.
horns, it don't matter. Like that's crazy.
It's getting.
How do you feel about
It's,
that?
it's
by
in
the
a
way?
different place right now. I feel like, but my thing is with that, it's like, if it gets to that point, then you already did a good job.
Yeah.
You already won. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like, me studying the music, I'm a nerd when it comes to music, bro. Music and cannabis is like my 2 main loves, and I'm always watching documentaries, always watching interviews, And like I've seen it happen to Tribe Called Quest. I've seen it happen to De La Soul, right?
Now
Where they
what?
gave up 100% of the song because of the sample. But let's be honest, you know what I mean? They weren't getting that much money from the record sales to begin with. You know, the labels were giving them what, 3-5 cents per CD when they were making $15 off that. You know what I mean? And me even studying it when I went to school on for music, my professor was explaining that too. You know what I mean? It was more like a it's more like a commercial, bro. To go buy their merch, to go pay for their shows. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you could get in trouble, but they gave up 100% of a record, and then they still made gangs of money off that record other ways. You know what I mean? So, but it does hurt. It does hurt. You know what I mean? And I've seen artists get to, you know, like, oh, I'm not messing with that no more. I'm not doing any working with anybody that use samples anymore. You know what I mean?
Well, there are the famous artists that you stay away from sampling.
That too. You know what I mean? That too. If you want to be in the clear, you know, or that's. I feel like that's how like Primo started chopping stuff up because of sample clearances and Pete Rock and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
And how do you feel about like the flip side of the artists that when they do get sampled, they take 100%, or like they just squeeze all the money out of it? Like, how do you feel about that? Like, if someone wanted to sample, like if I wanted to sample a Sense whatever, and you know what I mean,
let's be fair, man. 100%. Come on.
That's kind of wild.
That is wild. Come on, let's be fair. If someone were to sample my stuff, even if they didn't hit me up and then I caught them later, and like I get it because they really do have the upper hand if they caught you after the fact and the song blows up, and instead of you approaching them first and getting it cleared, they do try to charge more. I get it. Like, you're like, oh, you already, power's in my hands now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You already put it out.
Yeah. So now I have the power to take it. So I get it, but I would still be fair about it. Even if you ask for 50%, that's pretty nice for you. 50%.
Yeah.
And, you know, someone else. And not only that, you know how many times I never knew an artist? Never. And I never would have if it wasn't for someone that I love sampling that. I'm like, damn, this is a dope artist. Now I'm actually a fan. I never would listen to jazz, bro, if it wasn't for hip hop.
Yeah.
But now I know who the, you know what I mean?
Who the artists are.
Yeah, and who the, you know, Miles Davis you already kind of heard about, but who the more low key, you know what I mean? John Kilmer and all these other saxophone and keyboard players and stuff like that.
Chick Corea.
Oh my God, yeah, that's a good one.
Roy Ayers,
yeah. My dad be knowing stuff like that. But I never would have got into that. You know what I mean?
If it wasn't for hip hop.
Yeah, if it wasn't for hip hop, or you know, these obscure, you know, some of these Brazilian artists even and all that.
That's why it's so funny when people be like, oh, like that rap shit, or it gets all played out. It's like, you must be listening to the wrong shit, or like, you know, people put that stigma that hip hop is like, oh, all you guys do is take other people's shit, and it's like, yes, but no.
It sounds funny maybe, but some people just don't know how to listen to hip hop. They don't know,
or people just don't appreciate it.
Yeah, they just don't know the culture, and to them it's, you know, it's like talking to someone from Mars. It's coming. They don't get it at all. It's like coming from another planet. You know what I mean? But if you're listening, I don't know. I love seeing the videos where the older people are listening to certain songs, even if it is like the Tupac Dear Mama or something like that. You know what I mean? And it's like they're seeing the musical part of it.
Yeah.
And like, even though this guy's like 70 years old and doesn't know nothing about hip hop, it's his son like playing him this rap song, you know?
Yeah.
They still like, oh man, the instrumentation is actually pretty nice.
Yeah.
Oh, like they're breaking it down and they could have appreciation for it, you know what I mean? But for someone that don't come from that, it's like my daddy would be saying the same thing, but you're like, oh, what the hell is that? You know? There's
still like samples that I'll listen to, like that either like they Biggie sampled or whatever, like old school shit like Zapp and Roger or whatever, and I'm like, oh, this is going back to Cali. This is, you know, Machine Gun Funk or whatever. I'm like, oh, like I wouldn't have known. I would have just like, oh, they killed it. Like they just made a dope beat.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's super funny how the hip hop is like, it could either be original instrumentation, sampled a little bit, or a complete, like they just took like the 4 bars of the song. Either way, it's good shit.
Yeah,
like,
I love
you
it.
know?
I love it because it's like, even the way it started is because you just used what was around your house, and they had turntables, and that was it. You know, started with poor people at the park. You know what I mean? Park jam and stuff like that. And it's like you make do with what you have, and then I don't know. It's just, there's nothing like it to me. Like me finding a record and taking a 4-bar, 2-bar, 1-bar, or taking just this kicks on an Isley Brother record or whatever record and putting it all together. It's just a certain feeling of doing it. And Yeah, man. I don't know. It's hip hop right there. You know what I mean? That's like when people, especially when people with the hip hop background, and then they don't understand sampling. It drives me crazy because it's like you don't understand the history. Then this is how it started. How can you hate on that?
Yeah.
It's like I can understand that you're not. That's just not how you do it.
Mm-hmm.
And you use you make quote unquote originals or whatever. You use sounds,
original composition.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Even that gets tricky. Because when people try to make themselves seem like they're better, it's like, oh, I make originals. It's like, yeah, bro, but what is it then when I'm taking 4 bars of piano and I'm rearranging it and I'm taking each note piece by piece? That's kind of not really a sample anymore. Does he own that grand piano sound? Whoever even put
composed
that together?
it.
Because now this ain't a C major anymore. Now this is a D flat, or I turned it into a whole different thing. Yeah, I get it. When you take a 4-bar loop and then just loop that, it's different. You know what I mean? But like, I don't know. People bug me out with that. But, if you're in that, you should know the history somewhat, even if that's not how you do it. Like, oh, yeah, that's whack, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, yo, even though you don't come from that, it's cool you should still respect it, bro. I respect all art forms of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It takes, I don't know. It just
I don't think, what is it, like biplane pilots are looking at like what is it, the jetliners, and be like, oh, fool, like you don't know what it is to fly through these skies like that. Like, we all kind of do the same thing, so we should all kind of like get along with the fact that we're all making music because it's something that it really inspires us or whatever. There's this feeling that you get from making music. It's no different from if I sample or if I don't sample. Like, it's all going towards the same creative process. Yeah,
I think just hip hop's competitive like that anyway. We just no one talks more shit than a hip hop head.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's the most than any genre.
Yeah, you'll get in a 3-hour long conversation of why Jay-Z's the best rapper, and I'll be like, no, man,
that's the studio.
No.
That's literally all the time.
I'll have to leave. I'll be like, you know what? Nah.
We get in these conversations all the time, bro. Who's the best? Whose album was not good, and you think it was good, and then.
And the best part is like it's all opinionated. Like no one's right, like to an extent.
Yeah.
And no one's wrong either.
Really. Yeah, it's all in your opinion, and I love that though, because it's like, bro, then that leaves more room for everybody to eat. Kind of, you know what I mean? Like, I've had homies or I've seen artists where they're in they're not in a mainstream type realm, and they're still making a comfortable living off of it. You know what I mean? The independent artists, the Trizzes and the Chewies and the people that are really, really talented, man. They could go that mainstream route, and they make
the America's Most Blunted album, the first one.
And people might not never heard of these artists.
Have you never heard of that album, America's Most Blunted?
Blue and Exiles and the you know what I mean. People,
you gotta
like
go listen to them.
It's like, man, you might not have heard of them, but they still make a comfortable living because. Now we have all these artists and demographics, and it's beautiful. Instead of back in the day, it was probably just like top 8 artists, 10 artists
that were
rappers,
eating,
and then everyone else wasn't eating at all. You know, maybe if you're slinging him out the trunk, like Too Short or something, and then he blows up off of doing stuff like that.
But even then, like fools would like find a way to make little mixtapes and sell them out the trunk. So there was never a time where it was just like only a handful of people got all the bread.
It felt like it though. It felt like there was more control back then. Or
but if you really look, you'll see like either like DJ Screw or DJ like Screw. What they were doing like down south during the time.
But that too, that's like their culture. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's like I don't think mixtapes and what they were doing would have worked in any other place in the world. You know what I mean? Like at that rate. You know what I mean? Because these were cats
at that magnitude.
Yeah,
because fools were lining up at his house.
They were making major money.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Well, and, DJ Drama, they knocked him for all the mixtape shit. Felony charge, bro. Can you imagine doing like 10 years for selling?
Yeah, I seen a documentary on that too. That's wild. Yeah, they actually.
For the love of the game.
I think they took him to jail.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They tried to make an example out of him.
He locked me up. Hey, I don't give a fuck.
He said, lock me up, throw away the key.
Yeah, bro. Over music? Like, what kind of bullshit charge is that? Yeah. I'm going to be in there with lifers and fools who really got active. And what you get in here for?
Man, it's wild.
I sold some CDs. Get the fuck out of here.
Sold some mixtapes.
I'm going to be in there doing freestyles for fucking soup packs up in that bitch, beating everybody.
Yeah,
I already
know.
For
the ramen?
Seriously. So we 24 minutes in, and we're finally going to ask Where are you from originally?
I'm from here. I'm from Ontario. Well, originally I was born and raised in Azusa, West Covina area,
Mm-hmm.
and then when I was 10, I moved out to Ontario, and then from Ontario I moved to Montclair, which is I was right next to Ontario anyway, even when I moved to Montclair. So I always, I feel like Ontario,
Mm-hmm.
because when you're 1 through 10, it's pivotal years, but 10 on, that's more crucial years, because
Your formative years.
Yeah, over here, you start getting old enough to like pick your own music, make your own,
You really start getting into what you like and growing up.
Exactly, because when you're 1 through 10, like I was just listening or into whatever my brothers were into,
Mm-hmm.
and it still influenced me. But when you get to those teenage years, you really shape who you are, pretty much,
Yeah,
or your
you start really
musical taste
becoming
and
who
all
you
that.
are for the rest of your life.
Exactly. You might change, but there's always gonna be a piece of you from there. Oh, you used to graph, like you used to do music, like there's still gonna be that, those elements from when you're a teenager.
1 to 10 is definitely like what you develop probably in like your subconscious mind.
Yeah, those are important years too, but
yeah. But like definitely 10 to 21 or something like that. 10 to 25 is like.
Yeah, I think 10 till I was 20. Freak, I think 10 till 29 I lived over here almost.
Okay.
So shoot, that's like my whole life almost.
Yeah.
More than half.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I have a lot of love for over here, for the city, Ontario, and just IE in general,
I love the city. I don't see myself living nowhere else. Literally, like I want to get a house, like, because they're building more on the east side.
Oh yeah, no, they've been building here more. Period. Since I've first lived here, man. There was a lot of dairy and cow areas.
Yeah,
they built a lot of warehouses and houses too over here.
I remember when the Cardenas down the street over here was open. I don't know if you remember this one right here.
Yeah.
Bruh, that shit was popping. You see the wedding cakes all on the top and shit, and the dude holding the chick.
Is big period in Ontario. There's a lot in Ontario, I feel like.
It actually started in the city, so I know there's.
It started over here.
Oh yeah, I think that was the first one. The one on
there's one by
Vineyard and Riverside,
and then there's another one on Euclid.
I
on
would
Euclid
believe
straight
so.
down. I think by what house is right there? It's going towards. I can't remember. There's a Cardenas right there, like an AutoZone.
Get in the zone.
Yeah, I can't remember what other street it's on. But yeah, there's a few. There's
it started here. A lot of shit started here.
I didn't even know that. No wonder.
Original Old Town shit, bro.
And then there's a new one in Chino too, where there used to be a Rio Ranch by Benson, by the Chino High. Now it's a Cardenas.
Oh, for real?
I just passed it the other day. I'm like, oh wow.
You got to get in there. You got to get in there, and you got to get the fresh, Sonora style tortillas up in there. I don't know if you fuck with those.
Okay, I don't think
those are hard. Those are like, they're made with like, it's like barely flour, or it's like all masa, but it's like paper thin.
Okay.
Because I'm not a fan of these thick ass flour tortillas that they sell. Sonora style all day, bro. That's where my grandma's from. You know what I mean? Sonora all day, dog.
I'd be fucking with the corn tortillas.
The yellow ones?
Yeah.
The yellow ones are bomb. I heard those aren't that good for you, though. I heard those aren't that good.
Probably, man. It's depressing. A lot of shit ain't good for us.
Seriously, bro.
There's so much stuff, or the stuff that we think is good for it. It'd be like organic, and then you read the ingredients and be like, oh, there's still this,
all
that,
this shit.
You're like,
yeah, it's organic, but they got mad preservatives. You really thought a deep fried carrot chips was really gonna be your alternative healthy option?
Bro, I've been following some of these dietitians that break down the ingredients to this stuff.
Oh yeah, it's scary. It'll make you like just not want to eat anything.
You could just put you could just disguise it and label it a big old word, and then you don't know what the hell it is, and then you look it up. You're like, what? That's what it is?
Yeah.
This whole time.
It wasn't even
like, you think our parents knew what glucose and all this was? You know what I mean? They didn't know about any of that, bro. They were just eating.
Yeah.
It was eating
especially
wild.
when my grandma, I don't know if this is just Mexicans in general, but my grandma, and everything got fried.
Yeah.
Quesadillas, French fries, everything. Whatever.
Some Mexican household, they use fucking lard too. Like
heavy lard, heavy masa and shit like that. So,
all the stuff that's bad for you tastes so good too.
Seriously,
you ever had a bean burger, bro?
A bean burger?
Yeah, it's not very good.
Where do you get
vegan
that
stuff? It's
the vegan shit. That's a whole other.
Yeah, it wasn't very good. I tried it for the homie, but
I'll bury some of these vegans.
It wasn't,
and plant some vegetables.
Much respect for them for doing it, but man,
Nah, man.
He cooked
because
them up,
they
and
what
I'm
they
like,
what they want to say is, oh, we're not hurting animals, man.
Well,
Think about the cows, man. And then they over here scientific studies proves
prove
that
that,
sentient life forms are everywhere, even fucking rocks. This bench get ear surgery when fucking after I go and go see my doctor. Well, doc, I got about 4 things I need to talk to you about: my back, my neck, my ears.
my neck, and my back.
I'm gonna need 120,000. How did you get your name?
Graffiti, honestly, bro. Like just
Yes.
being a graph head back in the day, and
That's where my name comes from.
it's funny too because cats like before I don't know, it would be multiple things. They would say it weird because I left out the C, or they would put the C on the flyer every time, or act like I didn't know how to spell. It's like, no, I know how to spell ASEND, but with graph, you know what I mean? I didn't like bombing C's. I didn't like doing C's, you know what I mean?
And C's are real simple, which is crazy.
Plus, you know, you always want to dwindle it down to get away from the cops. You don't want, you know, the shorter the name, the better, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I spelled it ASEND, you know? So
There's some fools who just throw up the first 2 letters of their name.
oh, that too. Yeah,
You know?
yeah. I used to do that sometimes, just AS or something. You know what I mean? I'll throw up AS all the time. But
Throw the hood up.
yeah, that's where it started from, man. I think I was looking. The definition really grabbed me too, and it's just, you know, just the art of just getting better and better, man. Just ascending, just getting better and better.
Constant elevation,
yeah,
bro.
constant
I love
elevation,
that.
man.
And it's so crazy because you're one of the first artists that I remember. Like, so when Hex put me on to you, you had like all these SoundCloud beats and shit.
Oh yeah,
And you had
back
beats
in
that
the
I don't
day.
know if you remember, like fucking what is it? You know how I feel.
Oh man,
You know.
that's only like this 3rd or 2nd year making beats, and
They were hard.
that beat in particular was a like I would perform that. I performed that one. MC Life had a show. He did Sundays and Vibes, and I did a beat battle, and that was like the first time I met all my homies to this day, pretty much. And that beat got a lot of love. So I'm glad I'm glad that you liked it too. You know what I mean?
For sure, bro. Because you
Yeah.
got to think, like me, I was a big. I didn't have producers, so
Yeah,
anything and anywhere I could find beats, and this is like the SoundCloud wave. Like, I don't even know how SoundCloud is still around now,
I miss the SoundCloud era.
but the SoundCloud era was where I found like Swam, Shamana, Cripple Fools. I don't even want to go down the line, but there's just so many of them. Like lo-fi, more like lo-fi
Yeah,
shit
yeah,
though.
yeah, yeah.
But what is it? But I remember seeing like you had already had the shirts out, the Ascend drip shirts.
Oh yeah,
Those are hard. And then I remember I forgot what beat it was, but I hit you up and I was like, yo, let me get this beat. And you were like, yeah, just shoot me like $25.
Yeah, bro.
And I remember being like, yo, like, I think I don't know if I told you, I was like, where do you want to meet up at? Or so I was literally, because I wasn't business savvy. I
Yeah,
didn't have
yeah,
no,
yeah.
because I'm probably like
Hey,
17
nah,
or
bro.
something.
I
I was going to pull up on you with a dub and a 5, bro. Like,
hey, you could have, bro. I was really, hey, man. I was new to it too, all of it, and finding my way. I'm still learning, obviously. You know what I mean? But that's crazy that that brings back good memories, bro. Like that was, I think, only 2-3 years I was into making beats. You know what I mean? And everything was so new to me. And when you hit me up, that was me transitioning too, because I remember at the beginning, I was just giving everything out for free, and then I would make changes and adjustments for artists, and then they wouldn't end up using it. And I figured, you know what? I'm just going to charge 20-25 lease fee or whatever. Just, you know, or I don't even think I was savvy like that back in the day with leasing.
Just
exclusive.
25
just
for the beat.
25 just to the beat. And that way it gives you more incentive to use it.
Yeah.
Because I really just wanted people to use it. You know what I mean? Yeah, money is cool.
Get
and
your
everything.
name out there.
Yeah, because any little money I made, I was just throwing it into music. Honestly, bro, it's so expensive doing it, and I would even keep track. Honestly, bro, I would have my notes, or I'll put it to the side and put how much I've got from selling beats, and then when it got to a certain point, I would buy something with it. So if it was like 200 or 300 or something, like, oh hell yeah, I'm gonna get a new plugin, or I'm gonna try to get this piece of equipment. You know what I mean? And yeah, bro, like I put so much into it, and I don't regret any of it. Like it's always fun getting new stuff, new tools. You know what I mean? So that's crazy you bring that up though, you know, because I I would probably have been like, yeah, you know, like
Mhm.
I don't care. You know,
I
I'll meet
think-
you
I
up,
think-
but I think it just didn't. I think probably the timing just didn't.
Whatever it was,
yeah.
like
But shit, I met you at Firewater
mhm.
years later, and I, you know what I mean. You never know.
Did you remember
Who's watching it,
that
whoever's-
that was me that I was hitting you up and shit? or
No,
nah?
bro, I told you that's what I'm saying. That's the beauty of it. And you know what? It's funny because I've been on the other hand of that too.
Mm-hmm.
Like the homie D's or a few other homies, probably Chris G too, and myself. Back in the day, you know, I think I remember hitting them up
Myself, like Fora,
Yeah,
my.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
what?
and hitting them up, and at the
Hard.
time I
Shout out
I was barely making music, you know, barely making beats,
Mm-hmm.
and like yeah, I didn't really get a response, I don't think, and then I ended up becoming friends with these later, you know what I mean, and Chris G is like one of my best friends now, you know what I mean, and then myself, he just hit me up like 2 days ago. My bad, bro, I hit you back up. I was bad day that day, bro.
Pod and self.
Yeah, now that he reminded me, but yeah, myself's a character too, bro. That fool's cool. He's cool.
Mhm. I think it's crazy that he owns the Tiger Style song.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's
Part
tight.
2, the best one.
Yeah.
Or I guess not. I don't know if he owns it
He had
outright,
some
but he has it
classics.
published.
No, yeah, I was talking. Me and him and Chris were talking about some of his old stuff too, like just him making that transition too, from like going to from back when he was doing it. It was YouTube and all that, and he had to take a break for his job, if I'm not mistaken. And when he came back to it, it was a little different. You know what I mean? The whole streaming platform and everything.
Mhm.
So now he's on all the platforms now, and
Mhm.
he's trying to put some of his old stuff on there. But there's still stuff of Chris's where people took it down. Whoever uploaded it, you know what I mean?
Oh, really?
Him and myself. They have a video where I remember back in the day I seen it, and I was talking to Chris, and yeah, the guy that shot the video took it down or whatever. You know what I mean?
That's why I think it's so important for artists to take control of their music career, because it's one thing though to have, to make music, but do you actually own it? Do you actually have your YouTube channel? Do you have these outlets that you own, so where it lives in your hands? Because once you let someone else have your music, well, then you just put your destiny in someone else's hands, and they could take it down.
Yeah, it would
for
help maybe
whatever.
have a backup and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
like, this for them, these were the years of like, this is 2013. They
Yeah,
weren't
shit is
really
still
thinking-
developing in real time.
Yeah, they're kind of even just they're in high school almost still, bro. Like
Yeah.
I didn't realize how young. How old are you?
I'm 20. I don't want to say it. I'm in my mid 20s. Nah, you ain't gonna get me on
so
that.
I'm
This
just-
fool's over here.
I'm just a little older than you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they're the same age as me pretty much. So
Uh-huh.
back then, they were you barely figuring stuff out in general, not
They got the
let alone
music
music. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
yeah, it's I don't know. You live and you learn.
Yeah, you
Live and
really
learn.
do. And hopefully this fucking audio doesn't get caught, because we're going to really live
the
and
music?
learn this shit.
Yeah, we about to live and learn.
So I do not condone or advertise any of the music that's going on in the background. This is what happens when you just do shit on the fly. We got the homie over here on the bike. They pulled up with the In-N-Out, bro. I was like, bro, that smells good right there. And I'm probably not going to get In-N-Out because, the line is out the door, down the freeway, bro.
They move it pretty quick though,
They do,
compared to other
but
places.
I love In-N-Out. Don't get me wrong. But come on, dog. Like, I'm not going to wait like 25, 30 minutes in the
They're
fucking
like, bro,
drive-thru.
I'm not coming in and out here, bro. I'm be staying here for a while.
I'm either going to be in and out, or I'm going to be out and in with some
Yeah,
other shit.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Out with the old and with the new.
Seriously, bro. See, I'm telling you, we're inspiring the kids.
Oh yeah.
We seriously are. Anyway,
To be a kid at the park again.
yeah. So it's so crazy that some people be like, "Man, I wish I was a kid again. I had no responsibilities." I'm like, why? Why would you want to subjugate
How about
yourself?
a teenager? I think teen years are like
Nah.
the funnest years too. You think adult is the best?
Yeah, because your life is in your hands. You don't have to depend. Because I would always say,
I don't know. Your life is pretty in your hands.
no,
too when you're
I'm
a
just saying it's
teenager.
better now.
Or how about fresh out of high school? Like, damn, 18, 19? Those are some good
I
years.
guess so. Yeah,
some
I
good
guess
years.
that'd be the best scenario.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It's today's a good day. You know what I mean? It's easy to look in the past, but
Yeah.
some nice weather right now.
Of course,
Cool
that's why
today.
I think that's why I chose to come out here, because it was a great day yesterday.
Yeah, yeah.
Freak weather, bro. It was like
Yeah,
80 the other day, and then it got cold, and then it was
Yeah,
raining
yeah,
yesterday. So I think it was just a cool a cool day to pick outside. And what is it? Yeah, just people when they say like, I wish I was a kid, no responsibility. You sound like a bitch, bro. To be honest with you, like you gotta stop, bro. Cause when I was a kid, I couldn't just let's go to McDonald's. I was always told no, we're not. We got McDonald's at the house. Like, listen, that's not McDonald's, bro. A bean burrito ain't nothing compared to a McDouble.
Yeah, so you're happy with the freedoms being an adult gives you.
Of course, because as a kid, I was always like, either getting taken care of by like my grandma, my grandpa, and my grandma was hard on me. My grandma was like,
well,
you know,
I guess it's all
in perspective.
Yeah, it's all perspective.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it.
But like,
there's gonna be things no matter what part of life you're in, whether it's the kids
there's pros
stage,
and cons. Yes,
there's gonna be things that you hated about it and things that you loved about that era of your life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then even the life we're living right now, there's certain things we're not realizing because we're in the moment. But when you look back, you're like, damn, I used to hate that job, but you know, I remember I missed the people I used to work with and this and that, you know what I mean? But
I'm probably not going to miss the people I work with.
Well, I'm just using that as an analogy, you know what I mean? There's always going to be things you hate and
I know,
love, but then when you get past you living that, sometimes you look back, you're like, damn, that actually wasn't so bad. Like, that actually was kind of cool when I thought it was lame back then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, or at the time, I thought I hated living in Ontario, but like, now I moved to Ontario. Actually, it was tight in Ontario. I missed it, you know what I mean?
Of course.
So it was like certain
it smelled
stuff
like shit
that,
up in here, but...
See, so sometimes your perspective changes on things after you go through it, you know what I mean? When you're going through the thick, whatever you're going through. You know?
That's the number one thing I hate about people. Like, hate Ontario, it smells, you can't do anything, everyone just goes to the mills or whatever the fuck. Like, what you mean? Why wouldn't you? Have you not been in the mills? There's like a million things you could do.
I don't know. Yeah, people
get a massage.
People are people, and people like to complain.
Get some Nikes.
People love to complain, or people love to throw shade. It's what.
Oh, my city's so much better. Yeah.
Everything's always so much better to where I'm from. Or people get
you live in Upland, dog. Really? What's over there?
I almost lived in Upland.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we were gonna move to Upland or Ontario, and then my parents moved to Ontario instead.
Okay.
So,
well, did you know that Upland actually was Ontario, but it broke off?
Yeah, because if you really think about it, Ontario, Claremont, Pomona, Montclair, they're all small cities. You know
Ontario ain't small. What are you talking about?
Ontario, well, maybe not Ontario, right?
But the other, Pomona.
Chino's kind of small compared to Ontario.
Small, yeah.
So Chino, Upland, Claremont, Pomona, Montclair, these are all cities next to each other too.
Neighbor cities.
You know what I mean? Especially Montclair. You know how tiny Montclair is? You drive through that in 5 minutes, bro. Like 5-10 minutes. Any way you drive, you'll drive through Montclair. Yeah. It's like a passing by city. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the bus goes through that bitch in 5 minutes.
Yeah, you go through there and then you get to Pomona real quick, or Upland, or all those cities, but they're all small, so it makes sense.
I thank God I never had to take the bus nowhere.
That's good. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, the freedom, bro. Because I remember going on the GO line to Union Station.
See, then some people, they had a good childhood. Like, oh, my parents had money, blah, 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 and then they come an adult, and then they're broke, and then they don't got a car, and they got to drive the bus, so they're like, of course, like, oh, I miss being a kid again.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no, but that's on your stupid ass. Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. You know what I mean? No matter what your circumstances, it's in your hands, especially when you get to a certain age, you know what I mean? Like, you have the opportunity to make things better, you know what I mean? I've seen people in the same exact circumstances do two different totally things with it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like, what is it? Growing up, my dad was really on about me being independent. Like, yo, you need a good job.
You're Mexican, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
You talking about?
That's
what you
how
thought
my
I was
dad
Arabic?
No, I'm just saying, like, that's like it's something in our culture, and you know, my parents are doing the same thing. You know, I can't even, man. Even at 14 and 13, you know, my dad's already prepping me for what are you gonna do in life, and you know.
Yeah, bro. When I was a kid, my dad wanted me to be like a lawyer, or a doctor. When I was like in elementary school, you need to stay in school.
I wanted to be a lawyer when I was a kid. I was like,
that.
man, I don't know what I was thinking back then.
Your Honor, motherfucker's lying.
I just wanted to argue and talk shit to people and get paid for it.
So you're saying at 3:00 you was at this Jack in the Box?
You know you don't fucked up, didn't you?
Yeah.
You don't fucked up.
We got the camera. Roll the footage.
So was it 3:25 or 3:30?
Because you said right here you was at
the McDonald's.
Yeah, come on, bro.
Yeah, man.
That's hilarious.
That would be wild though, but nah, you know. Now I'm like so far removed from any of that. I'm like, bro, I don't want to be no doctor. You know, respect.
Oh yeah, respectfully. Yeah,
respect. Like I I don't know. I want to do
Because-
what I want to do in life. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And no one, everybody
Do what makes you happy,
Bro,
not what makes you
when,
money.
When you're a teen, especially in a Mexican household, when you're a teenager or a young man, you're growing up, your whole family, everybody's going to be like, oh, you should do construction like your brother.
Oh, yeah.
You like doing graffiti, man. Why don't you freaking paint houses then? And why,
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? They throw everything at you, and you're like, bro, I don't want to do any of that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, my dad was like that for real. Like, he still kind of be throwing jabs in there, you know what I mean? Even though he's happy with what I'm doing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, that's like, you know, Mexican household, especially.
Oh yeah, and a lot of what, like, not with my mom and my dad, but like with my other uncles and shit, they always like, I felt like they always took opportunity to shit on whatever
Oh yeah,
I had to do,
It's
whether
never
it be
good enough.
music,
Yeah.
whether it be graffiti or whatever. It was always like, just stop, bro, like,
Yeah.
because it's not gonna take you nowhere.
Yeah.
I'm like, you that still live with your mom
Yeah,
until
yeah.
you were like 42 and finally moved out, you gonna tell me shit,
Yeah,
bro?
tell me, yeah.
That's kind of the pot calling the sour kush, bro.
Yeah,
Come on now.
and no one's gonna know what you want to do more than you, man. Like, even if you're not successful at the time, no one's gonna know but you. Like, you know, people always want to do
You
that.
were
Especially
still-
family.
You were
does that all the
craquero
time.
until you were 36, bro.
It's like, damn,
Step
that's-
away from me. Stop. What are we talking about now?
Yeah. No, for sure. You point the finger at someone, you're gonna get 5 more pointed back
Yeah,
at you.
seriously. You want to talk about some
You're
shit?
gonna talk about what I should be doing?
Okay.
Yeah. why don't you worry
Let
about
me
paying
bring
your own
this
bills? or
fucking
something?
what is it? Whiteboard over.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me put the facts on this
You're
bitch.
gonna
real quick.
put where you got me fucked up on that
Yeah,
board.
yeah. So the more you fuck around,
Yeah, you're gonna
the
find
more
out.
you're gonna find out.
For sure. For sure. Everybody does that, you know? Not everybody. I feel like there's a lot of families that are like super supportive. Like, I had friends where their families are pretty chill. Like, oh yeah, you want to do that? Go for it. You know what I mean? It's like, damn, that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, and those are the ones you cherish for real.
Yeah,
like,
damn, that's tight.
you know what I mean?
Your mom and dad's pretty cool. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, I had a homie. Shout out to MC Mega. You probably heard of MC Mega, right? He's from Ontario.
To be honest,
Brandon the
bro,
Wizard. That's his other name. Brandon the
Who?
Wizard. Brandon the Wizard. He does like a lot of crazy psychedelic paintings.
I
and stuff
probably
like
have.
that,
Oh,
and
I
rap.
do too. We got to link up.
Yeah, he's dope. But
what's
shout
up
out to
with
him. His dad. I remember I was at an Epic 9 show. You remember Epic 9? Epic Saga? He was like Hex's homie. They do battle raps and stuff
I think
like that.
I'm pretty sure. Like, these are
He's
artists
tight,
that
though.
I'll barely I'll hear
He was a
about.
part of
and then-
Solitaire.
Okay,
and,
Solitaire
he's part
Crew,
of that,
Elephant Graveyard.
I Evolve was his platform and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think.
So-
Okay.
Shoot, what was I gonna get at? Marijuana affects the memory.
The struggles.
What was I getting at there? Epic and them. Well, mine drew a blank.
The
I don't
homie
even know where I
from
was going.
Ontario. The homies from Ontario.
Yeah. I don't know what I was getting at. Whatever, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm not even. I don't smoke, and I blanked out too. So, fuck. What is it? So, how did you actually start producing?
Oh man, just like, remember I was telling you I just listen to beats all the time?
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, man, how do they do this, bro? Like, this shit is crazy. Like, just the sounds and the little, like, you know, just everything. Like, dang, how do they put this together, you know? And then, like, at first I bought, shout out to the homie Matt.
Fat Matt.
I traded him. Oh no, I know him too. That's the homie too.
He battled
Shout out to him.
Hex Bunny. That's
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
most
They're homies too.
viewed.
Yeah, they're homies too.
Yeah.
It
That was
all
cool.
love, yeah.
I wish I would have.
No,
I
Fat
would have
Matt's cool.
loved battling.
Shout out to him too. He's got a bunch of kids now.
Oh really?
Yeah, he just had one recently, I think. So shout out to Fat Matt. Yeah, but I would trade in my homie trees for a turntable. So, cause like he
What?
needed money for prom, and I'm like, I don't got money for you, but you could sell this, make it shake. You
The
know?
old trade.
Yeah, hey man, barter system. I was like 16 or something, 17.
I don't have
you know what
money,
mean?
but I have some kush.
Yeah, and I traded him, and then I got turntables, and then I started messing around like that, and then I was like, you know what, this is cool, but I want to make beats instead. Like this is gonna be doper. Bought a little MPC 500. Didn't know how to use it. I'm like, yo, it was all small, and I didn't know what to do with it, bro. And then I bought the MPC 2000, and then everything really took off.
Damn, dog. I don't know if y'all can see, but some Dugs took a swim in the pool.
He just took a bath right now.
Took a bird bath with some chlorine, shook it off, and fucking jumped. My bad, dog.
You good? But yeah,
Hopefully no water and shit got on the... I'm like,
it is open too. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Nah, you should be
Fucking
good.
cocksuckers. Nah, I'm good. Yeah, continue.
But yeah, I just got the MPC. Just like
You had the 500. So how was that? Like, how was you didn't know how to produce with it, or
yeah, it was just real small, man. It was cool, but it was just I don't know. Like I made a little stuff on it, but not really. Like I wouldn't even consider like any beats I made on there. You know, not until I got the MPC 2000. I feel like I made my first beat on there. I know I made my first beat on there. You know what I mean? Like,
do you still have it?
No. Because so we had because the floppy disk, whatever you had at the beginning, I didn't have a lot of them, so I would have to like overdub or
overwrite it. You'd have to overwrite the save file
because you could I could maybe fit 2 or 3 beats on it. You know. Excuse me, and that was it. So if you only had 2, that's like 6 beats, and then you want to make another one, you're like, well, fuck, I'm just gonna delete this old one. You know what I mean?
But you would never like. There was no way to like put it like on a, I don't know, like a hard drive or some shit.
Back then I wasn't as savvy with it. You know what I mean? It was on my computer, whatever I used at that time, whatever computer it was, and once that broke or whatever, I didn't really transfer anything. You know?
Yeah, that's just crazy. So talk to me about this Mixed Bag album. It's been making the rounds. I think it's one of the most ingenious ideas.
Thank you, man.
I want to say you're the first artist to come out with like an album slash weed.
I feel
thing.
like I am.
What is Mixed Bag? Is that like an actual strain or?
Well, no, not necessarily. So Mixed Bag, it basically I was making music for 10 years, and I tried to do this like a long time ago. It just didn't work out. Not the concept, but the album. You know. And I was like, you know what? Like, let's just go for it again. Like, who cares if didn't happen before? And then from there, I just ran with the concept. Me and my friend Ben were like, he does like all my graphics and all that. Like, he's the one that designed the bag and stuff, you know? But we were just thinking of the concept, and just like a Chex Mix bag, the album is a mixture of different artists and different people coming together.
I didn't even put that together. Yeah, so it's like a fucking
play
Chex
on it. Yeah,
Mix.
the bag.
What?
You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
We'll keep that for.
He didn't mean a Chex Mix bag. He meant a Cheez-It bag.
No, well, it doesn't matter. I already talked to a lawyer about it anyway, and then.
Oh, really?
And well, because it was about to get serious. It kind of did get serious, that concept and everything.
Yeah.
But
because I feel like after you came out with that, I feel like Burner came out with some shit like that too.
Oh, really? I didn't see him.
Or I'm not too sure.
Well,
because I don't want to name names.
I did. Well, fast forward, but let me go back. So, I did the album like that, right? From that concept, and I got mostly IE homies, and I got everybody on it. It was really like strategic who I got on it and everything like that.
You didn't get me on it.
Hey, well, I'm working on other ones. I'm working on other stuff. You know what I mean? But
anytime, bro.
But what's it called? So after it was done, Hit Boy, I met him and I gave it to him, and I gave one to Alchemist too. And
oh, no way.
Yeah, him and Hit Boy and his dad, Big Hit. I guess. Well, his
dad's name Big Hit?
Big Hit.
Oh my god.
He's making waves. You haven't heard Big Hit? Man, Big Hit's been going crazy.
To be honest, man, I don't be up. I live in such a like this weird what do they call it when they bury that shit? A time capsule. So I live in such a time capsule.
No, I was the same way. I still am when it comes to certain things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I gave it to him, and he liked the concept so much, and he thought about it. Because 2 days later he called the homie, and he wanted me to do bags for him. You know what I mean? So I did it for him and his dad for his for their album just dropped not so long ago.
Yeah.
But mine for them, I put the link for all their music basically, you know. But yeah, I did that, and a lot of people noticed it. You know what I mean? It was a long process. Bro,
I would imagine, bro, because the rollout was sweet. And it was a dope
even
rollout,
more, bro. But just certain things, that even videos that have yet to come out, they're gonna come out soon. But I'm a perfectionist, and it's a double-edged sword, you know. It could be counterproductive sometimes when you're trying to.
So what was like the first or like maybe the hardest thing about that project? Was it getting the art, the features? Was it getting the bags?
That was pretty hard.
And how long did it actually take, like from start to finish? Like how long was this process of getting the album out?
Really, bro? We did it all in 6 months almost at the beginning.
Oh shit! Really?
We were on such a run in the first 6 months, because I say we. You know, shout out to homie Draz. He engineered everything. He mixed and mastered and recorded everybody. You know what I mean? For the most part. And we have a bunch of other artists too in the studio that were part of it, and plus they were like there day to day while I was doing it. You know what I mean? So 6 months we like piled through it, bro. It was already almost done.
How many tracks are on there?
I think it's 11 or 12.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
six months.
And
11
plus, some
track?
of the songs had multiple artists, had 2 on it, so it was like another task trying to get both on it, or like getting Speaking Demrick and they didn't even know each other, and then me like as a fan, like, know what, this is gonna sound really dope together. You know what I mean? And getting their verses and one taking longer than the other, or me trying to meet up with someone and then it didn't work out. Just like what went on with this. You know what I mean? Sometimes it just we all have different schedules. So that was really tough. That's why it didn't work out the first time even. So now, shout out to all the artists that were on it, man. That was really nice, man. A lot of people came through for me, and I didn't, man.
And what would you say is your favorite song off of that album?
Oh man, I can't even pick one.
Like just one off the top that you think they should go and listen to. Like if you had to pick one song that defines the album, so they could just like go and listen to it off the bat.
Damn. I would say 2 songs just to get 2 different sides of it, because the whole idea of the project too was to showcase the different styles of production. So that's why it goes too with the mixed bag. You know what I mean? Like I'm not.
You're blending different
styles.
Like
I do boom bap and I love boom bap and that's all. I love it, but I'm not a one trick pony. You know what I mean? I love to do everything else. And so I would say track number 1 with Speaking Demrick called "Lift Me Up," and then I would say "Tricky" by Chewy, because that shows like those songs
the
are
dynamic.
Totally different.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I would say check out one of those, and I'm gonna have the video drop for Tricky coming soon.
And where can they go listen to that mixed bag at?
Oh, all platforms. You could look up ASEND Mixed Bag.
ASEND.
ASEND, and then Mixed Bag on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, all that.
YouTube.
It's on YouTube. But mostly, I feel like a lot of my listeners are on Spotify
And speaking of Spotify, I seen that you put one of your songs, "Do for Love." It got like over a million plays. And is this like across everything, or is it just Spotify?
So it hit 2.5 million across.
Oh, no way!
So I was like, man, that's love, and trying to get money out of that is another thing, but
that's
because they pay
so
man.
If like you got 2.5 million, obviously you get more across all your streams and shit. But like, how much money, like roundabout? You don't have to say exactly, but how much does that actually equate to real time money?
Well, it's
that many streams.
It gets tricky, man. It gets tricky.
Why?
Honestly, just because they make it tricky. Because even me talking to the people at this show and trying to get more information.
They're not going to give you that information.
Yeah, they don't want to give. They say they give you details, but they don't really give you details like that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what video or what are the majority of these plays coming from, because I know it was like overnight. So it might have been a post on someone's video and they used my music, or it might have been this, or it might have been that, but they don't.
Do you think they juice some of them numbers up just to get you?
No.
You think those are actual? Those are real streams?
I think they juice it up when you pay. You pay extra for
sure.
certain things, or
yeah.
Maybe you pay for like the best membership, and they'll put all
the robots.
Page,
they put all the robots on it.
You pay a platform, because they're not going to give you that for free.
Of course,
even if it is bots, they want you to pay for it nowadays. You ever get those messages and pay for 1,000 followers or 5,000, 10,000 followers. They want you to pay for
the
that
biggest
type of
scams
stuff.
in the world,
man.
dude.
And I've seen homies do it, and no disrespect to them. Like, do what you do. You know what I mean? It works for some people, so I don't knock it. But that's just me just uploading the beat. I didn't do anything. I didn't put any money towards it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I mean. They'll find ways around it. They'll say, some of these are plays, they're not streams. It's like, what is the difference if you're generating ad revenue off my music? You know what I mean?
My whole thing about that shit is the biggest question I want to know is, how much is a stream worth to Spotify? Because
that's a great question to ask.
Once we get that question answered, then we could really leverage our deals as artists. But no one knows that
if they're
answer.
talking about making it 1 cent per stream, that's a big jump between a ninth of a penny per stream. Then you would know, if they're already talking about that, then there's obviously way more room on the bone. You know what I mean? And
it'd have to be more than 1 cent, because you gotta think of all the subscriptions.
If they're fighting to give us 1%, then it's way more than 1 cent.
For sure.
And if it's way more than 1 cent, bro, there's tweets with famous artists, famous rappers, artists talking about how they went in the Spotify building their headquarters and how nice it was, and man, and how lavish it, and then the people making just the regular people at the desk making $100K plus a year, you know what I mean? And it's like, man, there's a lot of money into it, man. You know,
Oh, yeah.
they have a lot of money, you know, and
I would have walked in and been like, so you telling me I paid for all this?
yeah, man. Hey, man, even seen interviews with,
I own you.
with big record record labels inviting artists to a dinner to talk about business, you know what I mean? And then they didn't even know they're getting charged for that dinner. You know what I mean?
Oh, for real?
Motherfuckers eating, steak and lobster and shit like that. And you think, oh, man, this is tight. The record company is getting me a limo to get here. The record company is paying for this dinner, bro. Nah, bro, that's all billed to you at the end of the...
Yeah.
So he didn't know, you know what I mean? And shoot, I didn't know, too, at the beginning, like, how crazy it is and cutthroat. And it's wild, bro. It's a wild game. I could see why certain people stopped doing it.
Yeah.
That were in it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You think of artists that had a one big hit or that were doing great things in the music industry and then they disappeared. You're like, man, oh, he fell off. And people are so quick to say that, you know?
Yeah.
But dang, some of them, they just didn't want to deal with all this buffoonery, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a cutthroat game.
Like, I don't know if you know Shiloh Dynasty.
Oh, yeah, he was crazy.
I think Shiloh's a girl.
Is it? I thought it was a guy.
Shiloh,
He does the YouTube videos?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
people
yeah.
sample? I thought it was a guy.
I think Shiloh's a girl.
Nah, you're tripping. There's a
I don't
video
know.
of him. There's an actual
Oh,
video.
is
of
there?
him. Yeah, it's a
Oh,
guy.
fuck, I don't know.
They pitch his voice up a lot, and then plus he sings real high pitched.
Oh, really?
I'm like 90% sure it's a guy. I seen a video of him.
I don't know, to be honest. With all this shit, no
You never-
disrespect,
yeah, with AI.
you never know.
Or even in
Especially
general.
with AI coming in.
You never know in general.
Yeah, I'm so confused with shit going on.
Or you don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know. You don't know.
I'm going to get canceled. I already know at
Yeah,
some point for
yeah,
shit. I'm going to say,
yeah,
this fool said 20 years ago
Oh, man.
about... But yeah, that fool Shiloh
He's
or
tight.
whatever.
Yeah, he disappeared.
off
Yeah.
the grid, off the map.
It was crazy with him because he was kind of like an urban legend because he was never even when he was popping like that because people sampled him, you know, he didn't, I never seen nothing else from him. Like I didn't see he got a record deal because of that or he did this song. No, he was just doing a lot of YouTube videos if I'm not mistaken, and then like people like XX Tentacion and sampled him, and then he was getting more love and recognition and stuff like that.
Yeah, I forgot the big record that they did.
There's a few I think on his album. What is it, 17 or something?
Yeah. That's like his
breakthrough,
smash,
I think.
the
Yeah,
smash hit
Yeah,
album.
he did a couple on there, and that's the first song I heard was a Shiloh sample, and it was freak, I forget. It had a picture of Bart on the video.
Oh,
on
really?
YouTube. It was funny.
My favorite song off that album, I think it's on that album, but it's with Trippie Redd.
Oh,
I think it's called Fuck Love.
Yeah, that one's a banger.
That's hard.
That's a good one. That's one of my early songs I heard of him too. Like first
Fuck
discovering him.
Shout out to
Dawson
Triple
Flores,
X, bro.
that one's a good one. Where he's talking about his ex-girlfriend, I think.
I think I remember.
That's a good one.
He's got a
And
lot
that's
of.
a Shiloh sample too.
Oh, is
That's
it?
yeah.
He's got a lot of dark shit.
He does,
Like
yeah.
a lot of shit that's kind of like, you know.
And then he got that "Look at Me," that turned up type stuff too.
That
you
was
know?
my song. That was my.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
That's how he got known off
I
that
will-
song.
I will-
From my understanding.
Okay. The God's Hours for the Children.
Yeah.
What's going on, bro?
What's up, little homie?
Tell me why the homie looks like Boots. Throw this one. I don't want the mom thinking I'm roasting this side. We're gonna go to something else.
She gonna throw a chocolate at you.
I'm gonna just hear the whistle in the wind. Bing.
Boomerang.
Seriously. We might have covered this, but your influences.
Yeah, honestly, like a lot of Dilla, a lot of Alchemist.
You've been
Ninth
down
Wonder.
the Nujabes road.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say Nujabes and
Nujabes.
Nujabes, like the people.
Yeah.
Honestly, you're not wrong because his name is backwards, so it's not a real word.
really?
From my understanding, yeah, because his name's John Seba. So yeah,
Wow. What the hell?
from my
I didn't know
understanding,
that shit.
Yeah.
To be honest, I didn't really go down that road. I just heard his beats.
I'm telling you,
and,
I'm a
like,
nerd.
you know what I
I'm
mean?
a music
okay,
nerd.
yeah.
So like,
Fuck with that, right?
yeah. Nujabes is tight. He's one of my big influences, and there's another influence. His name is Dela, I think, or Dela. It's Dela, and he's from France.
Oh, what?
And man, he would kill it. Like, but he would have American artists on his stuff. He would have like Q-Tip, Blue.
Oh,
He would
word.
have like actual cats from over here on his records. You know what I mean? And this was like early 2000s, you know, and he was really banging out some dope beats. So people like that, you know, and a lot of low key producers too that a lot of people don't know, you know, even the lo-fi cats. But the lo-fi cats came later to me, you know, like I was already making beats by that time and stuff like that. Like when the 1-2s, I started hearing about people like
1-2.
Yeah, you know, that came later, like to me when I was already like maybe 2016 and stuff like that. But the early stuff, yeah, a lot of Dilla, a lot of Madlib. Madlib, a lot of Madlib, Dilla, stuff like that. Exile, and Exile had the same beat machine I do. He still has it actually, and he was you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I seen him live, and he was doing crazy stuff, bro. He's using his head, chopping like 4 pads at a time.
Hell
nah.
nah.
At Pay Dues, he was doing crazy stuff.
Rest in peace to Pay Dues, bro. They need to bring that shit back. Do you think Pay Dues will ever come back? Doubt it.
They tried to, remember?
With
But then Lil Wayne was in the hospital and he was supposed to headline.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, it was like,
you say Lil Wayne killed Pay Dues?
Nah. Well,
that's the headline. That'll be the clip.
I'm not even gonna say what I felt about it, but the people felt like it wasn't the same because the lineup wasn't, to them, it wasn't as diverse. You know what I mean? Because Pay Dues used to be a lot of underground, some mainstream. But yeah,
it was a real like half and half.
Yeah,
like,
you know. I guess the new lineup people weren't really feeling, from what I heard, what I saw in the comments and stuff like that. And then Lil Wayne was supposed to headline, and I remember this vaguely. Like I remember, because I think my homegirl Zay was supposed to perform there. But yeah, it's a tough one, man. Or even Rock the Bells.
It's hard to throw an event.
I don't know. Yeah.
You think about throwing a house party, you're like, fuck, I gotta buy all this.
Even throwing in a small event is hard, bro. Throwing a big old festival like that, you know how much money is into that, bro?
A lot of fetty.
All those headliners and their fees, man, are crazy.
Then you got to think about if they show up late. There's so many variables that goes into it.
If it's Lauryn Hill, she's definitely showing up late, bro.
3 hours at least.
Yeah, bro.
You gotta sell her on the fact that she got to show up at 5, so by 8 everyone's already.
You got to do a clause if you want to save money. Like, hey, you got to show up by 8, or
I
else
don't think she gives
it's $20K off. No, it's $20K or $10K off.
I don't think she's gonna give a fuck. What's $20K?
She doesn't
to fucking Lauryn Hill?
Because she raps about it with the Nas record, talking about people getting mad about my lateness. They should be just glad about my greatness. Some dumb stuff like that.
Nah.
I'm like, bro, how are you gonna? It's one thing if you're late all the time. But then how are you going to rap about it, talking about you should just be glad I showed up type energy? Like, nah, forget that, man. Like, people paid hard money, and some people have babysitters and other things they had to do, and then you over here just showing up late.
That's like the chicks that say, a man should pay for everything I have because I'm the queen or whatever. You know, some of that shit is like, what?
To me, man, it's like you have fans, bro, and they put you in this beautiful position you are today. I would be really thankful, and I wouldn't even do a show then if I gonna do that, bro. If I'm gonna, you're known for showing up late, and then you don't have no type of you don't feel bad, no type of way about it, no sympathy. And these are people that love you, bro, and put money in your pockets, and then you're gonna act like you're above that. Like, nah, bro, I can't rock with you. Even if you're Lauryn Hill, bro, I don't care who you are, bro.
Yeah,
we're people at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like, nah, bro. Like,
some people really do let
you could put words together, or you could sing, bro, and then
at the end of the day, that really don't mean shit.
That don't mean nothing, bro.
Compared to your integrity.
What kind of person are you? What did you do in this world? You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. I don't know. That shit just makes me mad because all respect, you know what I mean? Like, I love Lauryn Hill's music and stuff like that, but it's just like, man, bro, like, there's people like me that really care about this, or there's my peers that really make an effort to give you people a good show, or I've seen a lot of artists like, man, like Planet Asia, bro. I went to go see a show where I love Planet Asia, but I wasn't really necessarily going to see him. You know, it was a good lineup, and man, he
demolished that
show,
shit,
bro. And I'm like, damn, bro. Like,
I seen him open up for Ghost and Ray at
the Observatory.
At the Observatory, were you there?
Yeah.
Did you go see that show?
Was that back to the grind? Back to basics?
I don't know.
Nah, I think it was a different
one. It was Ghost Ray and Be Real. Planet Asia opened up for this is easily 10 years ago. This is when I got put on to that lemon kush, bro. I'll never forget that lemon kush was tasty as fuck, beautiful sativa strain. I don't even smoke no more, but that's how you know that shit was the bomb. But I'll never forget. It's so crazy because when you see the openers, you could tell it was like one of the openers had brought like his whole family or something like that. They're like, "Go, Mikey, kill that shit!" And he's all up there and he's like all rapping and shit. Yeah. Woo, Mikey! All this shit like that.
Was he not good or?
No, he was good. I remember he was dope, but I remember being like, okay, no one. no one
knows him, but yeah,
except the 20 people in the front.
Hey, he's lucky, you know. He had that support system because shoot, a lot of times
I don't get nobody in the crowd.
even family or not. A lot of people, you know, my homies.
They'll be like, "Give it up for Big Serves."
Yeah.
And it's just like,
no. I'm a producer, so I'm.
Oh yeah.
You know, It's known that people just talk over your set. You know. It's just, it's just background music. You know what I mean? It's all, you know, but it's all love. Like, I don't expect anybody when I go.
I'd be like, everybody, shut the fuck up one time for ASEND. Please stop.
Yeah, nah.
You stop talking. You can't be like, yo, shut the fuck, you right there. Stop.
No, that's what I mean. And then not only that, it's like the way I see it too is that everybody enjoys shows differently. You know.
Oh, for sure.
Like some people actually like really like damn, like, cause okay, so I've been in that position, right? Where I'll be in the crowd with maybe like 3 of the homies or something, and then like a producer will go on or someone will go on, and then we'll be like, we won't really like do the whole interactions, we throw your hands in the air and all that. We're just in the corner smoking and just
yeah.
But then all of us would be like, hey, bro, that was pretty hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And little does that fool know, like, we're over here talking like, hey, he's tight. Hey, what's his name? You know what I mean? Like, hey, he's
that's
cool.
why when you go up there,
Like,
you can't let none of that shit affect you. You just go up there and
give a good show.
You go in, bro. Fuck all that other shit.
Yeah. Especially, man, performing at the weed events and stuff, the sessions, bro, you see that all the time. People aren't there to see you. They're there to pick up some tree. But it's still if you put on a good show, you know, stoners will be like, hey, bro, that show was tight, bro. That show was cool. I was vibing to that, you know, like you don't know it, but people are still vibing to you know what I mean? Or some of the vendors would be like, hey, that show was cool, bro, here's a pre-roll. Like, oh hell yeah, bet. You know what I mean?
My favorite, whenever I do shows and shit, my favorite is, I always ask them, do we prefer flour or oil? And it's always flour. You get that one guy rosin or whatever, you know what I mean? And it's a really that's how I engage. That's how I engage the crowd before the show. Or like I'll be like the dumb shit where I was like, if you high right now, make some noise. Woo! And I'll be like, nah, if you really high, make some noise. And then I'll get some more shit, and then I'll be like, nah, y'all ain't high enough right now. I just go in like, it's just
I've seen homies do that.
You know what I mean? I like, you know, because it's either way, you got to be entertaining. Yeah. So on and off the mic,
give them a show. Give them a show. You know what I mean? And people do it in their own way, bro. You could wow the crowd in different ways, bro.
That dude asked us if we were high like 3 times, and he knew we were high.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying what they would like. You know, they go home.
What they go home. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Nah, that is funny, bro. That probably would be some type of shit my homie would say. Like my homie Gio, shout out homie Gio. He probably would say some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, damn, bro, he asked me 3 times. Like, damn, I got high just by him asking me, bro. Like, but hey, either way, you left an impression, right?
Yeah, of course.
Someone's talking, or you know. So sometimes even if you don't leave an impression, or no one's even there, or bro, you still gotta think of it as practice.
Yeah.
Or you still gotta think of it as, you know, you're putting your reps in.
Every time I perform, it's always I'm always learning something, and also too, like, you know, one of the performances, a dog kept barking. I was like, yo, whoever dog this is, throw him some peanut butter right now, because I'll throw something. I'll throw a frisbee and let this fool fly out or something like that. You know?
Oh man, I've been through a lot of different scenarios. You know what I mean? Power getting shut off on us while we're performing on purpose. You know what I mean? Because the homie booked the venue for a certain time and we went over.
Oh wow, that's the worst. They just shut it all the way down.
Technical difficulties where I didn't even get to perform because they didn't have the right equipment. I had shows where the sound system sucked so bad where, you know, I didn't even want to. I just wanted to get it over with. You know what I mean? Because you don't have, when the sound system's so terrible and you're a producer, you can't mask that shit. You're
hell no.
You're not gonna. You know, you're not. I've seen rappers rap over a shitty sound system. The beat sounds so shitty. And they just still killed it. You know what I mean?
That's when you just throw the mic down.
I was gonna say that. I even seen rapper be like, "Fuck this," and then just spit without the mic. You know? And I'm like, "Damn, you know." Oh, Devin the Dude, his DJ, his malfunction equipment went out. I love Devin the Dude, but this made me like a bigger fan. Equipment went out and he's over here rapping and like, what, bro? Like, you over here you doing the DJ's job and rapping at the same time? That's like crazy breath control. You know what I mean?
Seriously.
And so I was like, man, you gave me my money's worth, bro. Like, shout out Devin the Dude. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't like, oh, bro, technical difficulties, we'll wait till it's good, or we'll give you another, we'll reschedule. Some artists will reschedule. Some major like, nah, bro, like,
we're here now.
Yeah, so
we're not here for a reschedule.
Props to those artists, bro, because it be getting pretty nerve wracking like that, bro.
Oh, for
you're
sure.
already nervous to perform, and then when stuff like that goes wrong, you're just like, damn, dude, like. So it's people. Some people it's hard, bro. They'll crumble under that situation. You know what I mean?
I feel like with me, it just, I don't know, it fuels the fire for me, because I'll never forget when me and the homies would perform at Riverside, and these fools obviously were new at the whole live sound shit. So these fools, we had hella feedbacks in the mic and shit.
Yeah.
And the homie, hey, you DJs fucking up our set. Y'all need to, literally gave the power to the fans to start booing. Y'all DJs need to stop fucking our set up. Y'all need to do whatever, right? Literally a wave of boo, like boo, the whole crowd booing, right? I'll never forget this fool, but he was like, the most vocal, or at least the one I can remember, he was like, maybe just across from me, he was like, man, that shit is whack, get the fuck out of here.
To the DJ?
No, to me, like to us. Like, he was like, get the fuck out of here, that shit is whack.
Oh my God.
And then I remember being like, just
so wait,
looking
your
around.
homie said to like boo the DJ sound system, right? And then the fans turned around and booed you guys instead?
No, he was like, y'all DJs need to stop fucking our setup
okay.
because the, the the whole in our set. So the music just cuts off, and then that's when we started getting booed. And I'm like, it took me like maybe 3 seconds to register what everything was going on, and I just picked the mic up. I was like, yo, man, fuck that shit. I don't need a beat. And I just, it was crazy because out of all the verses I picked, it was like a song I had called Kingpins off of the Picasso and Matisse album. But I'm like, it's easy to forget you're successful, blessed, fully, never settle. So whatever shit I was saying, it like really resonated. It literally turned everyone from being like, woo, to like, hey, like everybody like cheered. And after that, like I got up and got out the pool, and I was like, dude, literally, I didn't know if we were going to get stabbed coming out of this shit or what the fuck.
Yeah, man, there's
So my whole point of that shit is you can never be afraid of what comes, because you got to prepare for it to go left, because it will.
Yeah.
Especially you come up to these new or bubbling.
And you know what? It's natural. It's natural to get nervous or to feel some type of way if you really give a fuck about this shit. You know what I mean? It's natural. Like, yeah, some people could handle it better than others or whatever, bro. But I remember, shout out MC Live. I remember my whole life would have been different, bro. So he followed me on Instagram, and he ran Sunny Days and Vibes. He still does when he does events, right? And he said I got one more slot left for a beat battle. I barely made making beats for 2 years, bro. Like, and I never did I don't even think I did a show before then. But I for damn sure never did a beat battle. You know what I mean? And I was like, yo, he follows me, so like let me hit him up. He must rock with me somewhat. And then he was like, yo, I sent him my beats. He's like, yo, you're dope. You get the last slot. I'm like, oh, for sure. The day of, bro, like my brother was taking me, and I'm like, damn, I'm all nervous, bro. Like I got the MPC with floppy disk. I don't have a computer, bro. It's just that. It's just that from records. There's no mixing and mastering, none of that, bro.
All raw.
Like even though people use that, they don't just use that, bro. They mix at least a little bit, in a computer or something. And then I'm over here trying to rehearse, and I tell my brother, like, hey, you don't have to take me, bro. Like, trying to talk my way out of it. Like, damn, bro. Like, I'm going to come over here with this 1998 beat machine, and these fools are going to come with Fruity Loops and programs and just kill me. You know what I mean? And then my brother was like, and because my brother, too, shout out to Gabriel, he didn't really want to drive. Like, he don't really, like, he kind of lazy sometimes when it comes to that, But he was like, he's fucked with music. Like, he kind of got me into it, and he was like, nah, I'll take you, bro. Like, forget that. Like, I was like, damn, like I was trying to talk my way out of it, I was so nervous.
Yeah.
And I get there, bro, and I play the You Know How I Feel beat, and the crowd was really digging it, man. They really liked it. And even the homie I went against, I saw him like a week ago, bro. And everybody there is like a lot of my best friends, bro. The homie that did my cover art, I met there that night. The homie that judged my beat battle and gave me the L ended up becoming a good friend of mine too. And I met so many people, bro. It was a domino effect, So if I didn't show up to that one day and psych myself out, then who would have known? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it would have been a lot different.
My life would have been a lot different, bro.
That's crazy.
Because that set me up even for life, like even financially, bro. Like I made bread because of the people I know from that day. You know what I mean? So it didn't even just change my music trajectory.
It changed your life.
Yeah,
literally changed your life.
Literally, bro. Like, yeah, bro.
That's crazy. If you could pick your favorite beat you've ever made,
oh man,
can you break that down?
Like ever, like right now,
like ever.
Damn. Probably ones you haven't even heard yet. You guys haven't even heard yet, bro. Honestly,
that's my favorite shit.
Yeah.
The unreleased shit. That's always the best.
Right now, I don't think I ever had as much.
Well, one that they could listen to.
Out?
Yeah, one that's out.
Man, that's so tough, bro. It's not the best. Like if you're a producer, like technically beat wise or anything like that. I didn't do nothing crazy, but just the fact, the memories and stuff like that. I would say it was probably the stuff I did with Greaseball. Probably Corny Rappers.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you ever heard
Greaseball's
that one.
hard. Where's he from?
He's from Riverside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He reminds me of like, I don't know. I forgot who he reminded me of, but I'm like, he has like a super unique
He's dope.
sound.
Yeah, he's dope.
His shit is
bro.
hard. Greaseball, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
We got to
shout
do a
out
track.
Greaseball. Those are probably my favorite. We have one called Corny Rappers and one called Never My Love. We have a bunch of other ones, but those two.
Corny Rappers, yeah, I heard that one. That
Corny
was hard.
Rappers, man, he went off on that. That was kind of like a IE like classic to me. Like a lot
Yeah.
of people know me for that one song. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So those are up there just because of the the memories and the connection to it. Because I was early in my musical journey. You know what I mean? Sure, there's a lot of ones that I love more now, like or I feel like are better sonically and all that. But that one just there's a certain.
It's a standout.
Yeah, it's just the era and what that, you know what I mean?
What it represents, what it means to
I had
you.
so much fun in that era, and it was that song was really like one of my first. You know what I mean? That was really like would play a lot as like a fan, even if I didn't make it, like what he did and all that.
You won 2 awards, Producer of the Year and Instrumental of the Year for.
Oh, I don't know if I won. I think I got top 3 or something, or top 2. I think I won 1 or I got nominated.
Oh,
for
really?
I'm not sure how it went, honestly, because I wasn't able to show up.
Uh-huh.
But they did give me 2 awards.
Well, you number 1 in Ontario,
Yeah.
so that's all that matters to me.
Yeah, no, I appreciate
Because you
it.
representing for the town.
No,
just like I'm representing for the
yeah,
town.
Yeah,
you know?
Ontario, man.
Yeah.
Ontario, IE, period. Just
town?
Inland, man. IE.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, that was great. That was great. Shout out to homie Wiggy. You met Wiggy, right? Tristan Tangent. Long hair. He kind of has like gray hairs too. He always be doing the open mic too and stuff like that.
I want to say yes.
Yeah.
He kind of looks old.
Yeah.
Because of his salt and pepper ass hair. I think I know who
He's
we're talking
got the
about.
long.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the homie right there.
Okay.
Yeah, he represents IE too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but shout out to him. He kind of like he told the judges and stuff about my mixed bag, and then just sent them the music, and then that really, helped a lot.
Yeah. And I'm glad we have our own platform. And we're not waiting on the Grammys. We're not waiting on we're giving out our own awards
Bro,
and shit like that.
I like that too, but some of my homies had like different opinions on that.
What do you mean?
Like they thought it was why are we should just be a part of the major ones. I'm like, dog, it all starts with stuff like that.
Yeah, bro.
And then it becomes, and sure enough, bro, I told the homie, because the homie was arguing about that, and I got his side of it. I got his side, but after I told him that, like, bro, it starts with somewhere. Like, it starts with this. This is the first time they're doing it, After I told him that, Hit Boy, from my understanding, he might be involved in the next ones, he might help fund it or be more part of it, because he won one of the awards.
Yeah. I remember
his mom
that.
showed up to the actual the ceremony. So
that's dope to me, only because it's like so many people bitch and complain about fucking not making it or whatever it is.
How you gonna hate on them for making? I get the frustration.
Yeah.
You're like, bro, we should be. I get it, bro, but it all starts with stuff like that too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the whole shit about like waiting on people to give you your flowers is bro, either grow some of them shits yourself or like I
Plant
don't know
the
what
seed,
it is. Plant if you want some corn, plant a seed, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'm super big on like I'm not waiting for nobody to fucking tell me I'm great. Like I'm gonna just live and step in my greatness.
Yeah.
Cause you
gotta take initiative, man. You
Yeah.
gotta take initiative, and I've been man. That's a good way of going through it, bro. Good way of putting it, and a good mentality. Cause if not, what are you realistically gonna do? Like you said, you're gonna wait around for, you know what I mean? Like
you're either gonna complain or make plays.
I don't be feeling like that, or I try not to be feeling like that, because the sense of entitlement is, bro. You know what I mean?
Where does that shit come
bro,
from anyway?
Even you asked me to do this. Even any little opportunities I get, whether it's a show, anybody that wants to work with me, or you want to buy a beat or whatever.
I need to get on that album or whatever you got going on.
I'm not owe nothing. Anybody that wants to do with me, that I'm forever grateful, but no one owes you nothing in this life, bro.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm always grateful for anything, bro. Like the fact that if people still want to work with me, people still want to whatever, bro.
It's not even like really that nobody owes you nothing. It's more so like if you don't appreciate the little that you get now,
yeah, that too.
Then what the fuck is a Grammy gonna mean to you?
Well, if you're feeling that way too, what is it gonna do to you to be like, I deserve more? Just by you saying you deserve more, you know what I mean? What is that gonna do? Put
that's
that
bullshit.
energy towards something else to get you more attraction to getting more, you know, putting more, do more a song instead of, you know what I mean? And I don't know. That's why, you know, social media just in general, I kind of stay out the way, bro. I just try to put more content out there. I put more stuff out there. I try not to go into, you know, I see a lot of tantrums being thrown sometimes, and I get people's frustration, bro. You don't get me. Everybody feels like that sometimes, bro. Man, all the work sometimes we put in and it doesn't get. But hey, this thing it's a crazy game, like I said. You
but
know?
like Ice Cube said, if you're not willing to grind for 5 years and not make a dime, don't even start. Don't even do it.
I've been doing this for 11, and I've been putting money and forget making money. You know,
I've been producing for 10 years,
That's a long
rapping
time.
for 9.
That's a long
and I'll
time.
probably only make like $200.
Yeah, hey, bro.
I put way more in it than I ever got.
But I've got way more out of it just in general, like, bro. Like, I don't know what music.
Not
really,
even money wise, just the experiences,
Yeah.
the people you meet, the just everything.
bro. You know,
It
like,
means more.
It's I don't know. It's a totally different dynamic too, bro. Like now that I'm with like-minded individuals and people that are on the same path as me or into the same things as me, bro, or people that are happy when they see me. You know what I mean? Like you don't know you're around the wrong people until you're around the right people. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And it's a big
like,
difference now. Like I can't even say it. It's not even music anymore. Like it transcends more than that. Like Greaseball, that fool's not just an artist I work with. Wiggy, like Noah, like these aren't just people I work with, bro. Like these are friends. Like these are
The
people
homies.
that I see I talk to and see outside of music, or you know what I mean. Like these are just good people, bro. Like so, if it wasn't for music, then man, I wouldn't. I don't know, bro. Like it did a lot of good things for me. Not
Yeah.
just I can't just think about transaction wise, money wise. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hope to actually, what can I contribute to this, bro? That's what the mixed bag. Like, what can I put out there that I haven't seen, or how can I give instead of, I don't get enough awards, I don't get enough money, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's easy, but shoot, bro, if you could just try to be take and want everything, you know, and sometimes
it
don't work
becomes
like
corny.
that. Yeah, and sometimes it don't. Even if you work for it and yeah, you earned it. Sometimes it don't come right when you want it. Sometimes it comes a year, 2 years, 5 years, whatever years later.
That don't matter.
Yeah.
What matters is what you're doing today and how great you can be doing it.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Timing's crazy.
Yeah.
Timing's crazy.
Before we get out of here, I like to leave off the show with the message of the day. So like, I don't know. I forgot what the last one was. I think the last one was like fucking my homie got clean. So I was like, you know what I mean? If you ever need help with that, you know what I mean? Don't be afraid to talk to other people about, whatever. You're not a bitch. You're not, you're not weak. You're you know what I mean? So what's the message of the day?
Oh, man. Shoot, message of the day. Well, I had a lot of people pass recently, man. So I would just say, don't take this life for granted, bro. A lot of us, we go through a lot of things and it could seem like the end of the world, or a lot of us, sometimes we're ungrateful about, the small things in life, but just be grateful for living, man. Just be, a lot of people wish they could be here right now. And they're
Life's
not.
short,
So,
bro.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
man.
You don't realize that
Appreciate
until some things
for sure,
happen.
For sure, man. For
You know
sure.
what I mean?
Rest in peace to all my peoples,
My condolences.
all my families. It's too many of y'all
yeah.
to name. I'll be here
Seriously.
forever. But yeah, man, just enjoy life, bro. Enjoy life. We here. We living, right? We out here in this park.
Fuck
So,
yeah. It's a beautiful day. The
yeah,
birds
bro.
are chirping, in
Birds
and
are
out
chirping.
eating.
Yeah, man. So that's what I would say. Just be grateful, gratitude.
Fuck yeah. ASEND, I would like to
And
thank
speaking
you.
of that, like gratitude, thank you for having me.
For
I
sure.
really appreciate it, man.
Of
Long
course.
time coming. Long time coming.
Long time coming. And with this, I don't like to call them interviews. Like, this is just like two homies, kicking it. Like, this is really the first time we actually got to face to face, like, chop it up. You know what I mean? And I feel like in this one conversation,
As many
we got more.
open mics and events you be at, there's gonna be other times I see you, bro. I see
Of
you're always
course.
at the the events and stuff. So
Yeah.
maybe I'll see you at the 421 show or Firewater, Noah,
Maybe. We'll see. We'll see.
or
We'll
the
see how this goes.
audio dope or one.
Yeah.
I'll see you.
I'll be around
Yeah, I'm gonna
for
see
sure,
you,
bro.
yeah.
And then obviously too, like, it don't have to be about music.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean? It could, you know what I mean? Like, just real homie shit. You know what I mean? Hit you up, how you doing, shit like that.
For sure.
Because I'm real big on that.
Yeah.
Like, some people, they just follow you on Instagram just so you can follow them back.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
corny.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I really want to get to know you. I really want to see what you're about. And with you, it's like, I've seen your growth ever since like 2015.
I appreciate
So that
that,
was
man.
one thing I really wanted to get you on here on the platform, because I feel like I wanted everybody on my platform to know that you're a really dope artist and that you deserve the flowers and you deserve.
I appreciate that.
You know what I mean?
That means a
Because
lot. No.
I seen you. I literally seen you come from like,
Nah, yeah,
you know,
man, yeah, that was the beginning
2015.
stages. Yeah,
we're talking almost 10 years ago now.
yeah, that's the saying. That's
So
almost
now-
the beginning. Yeah,
And then like seeing you with like, you know, you got your own spot at Firewater. You know, you're working with Noah. You're doing the mixed bag shit. I said, look at fucking ASEND over here, bro.
Appreciate it,
Making
man.
moves, bro.
Yeah, man.
That shit is dope. And not only is that inspiring to me, but that's something that I want to like encapsulate and throw that out there so everyone
appreciate
else
that, man.
could see. So if you're not,
stepping out of your comfort zone, man.
of
I
course,
made, yeah, you know, that was like an intentional thing. You know what I mean? Because before you just be in my bedroom and then doing stuff like it's cool, but
Yeah.
you get out there.
Yeah.
You get out there outside. You know, every once in a
Yeah.
while. It's nice out here.
the
dude.
the pandemic is over, y'all.
Yeah,
Get
yeah.
the fuck out outside and do
yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Before we get out of here, plug anything you would like, anything you got working on, anything you want them to check out.
So I got a show with Noah. It's gonna be like a 420, like a late 420 show, 421 on Sunday on Ontario at the Firewater Bar. You know all about Firewater. Come on, that's
Of course.
like the hometown right there.
Yeah, yeah. No, for
Your
them.
little
This is
hub
for
right there.
them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he knows. But yeah, Firewater Bar. That's 421. We're gonna have a lot of dope performances. He just sent me the flyer. I think
You're
Hazard-
headlining that, or who is?
Well, no, not necessarily. I'm just Noah. Me and Noah are like throwing it.
Oh,
So
okay.
I might throw a beat set in there if I get a new laptop by then or something. But
Okay.
yeah, no, we're more throwing it. You know, I'm big on the cannabis community too. So shout out to my weed smokers. But yeah, shout out for that.
420.
Check out the mixed bag if you haven't. And we sold out. I only have like a couple. You know, just I'm holding on to. I'm gonna do more prints. We're gonna have more projects coming on. Follow me on Instagram. I'm pretty sure he'll tag me in any.
Oh
video
yeah, I'm gonna
content.
put all ASEND. Anybody, you know, obviously
It's ASEND
you
Beats,
love
ASEND Beats, and yeah, man, just keep a lookout for new music. And
merchandise,
Oh, yeah, new,
music,
merch
the
too, all that
mixed
going
bag. The homies really got it going on, man. So if you don't know, you won't know. If you're not familiar, get familiar.
We're out here trying,
ASEND.
man. We're trying every day. Yeah.
Appreciate you once again, my brother. Thank you
Likewise,
for
man.
coming on.
Thank
This is the God's Hour.
Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil like inside your box now.
While the angels fly over my headstone.